Disclaimer: the following program features language not suitable for all audiences, and the expressed opinions found within this program are a reflection of those who feature on the PopCulture Effect podcast. Welcome to the PopCulture Effect. I'm Rockin Rob, and on this show, I bring my closest friends together to talk about all the news happening in our pop culture world around us. Welcome, once again, to our little pocket universe where we just talk about whatever we find interesting.
You snuck out of the pocket universe again.
No, this is the see, the thing is, when I'm involved, I drag you into my pocket universe. That's the real trick of the trade.
No, we drag you out. They can't be. The recording booth of the editor's dimension can't be.
Alright, well, maybe I'm just delusional from being in such a confined space for so long with no food or water or light or anything.
The only light is the light from the computer.
That's so true. That's so true.
You do get food and water.
Stale bread.
About everybody getting nutrition in this bitch.
Dude,
so yeah, you're eating.
No. Stale bread and chunky milk is not a sustainable food source. I'm sorry.
I don't know what. No. I left plenty of shit right there for my.
And it's not even. And it's not even like milk that's gone bad. You guys put cornstarch in the milk to thicken it up. You made thick milk, and it's disgusting.
You said you like smoothies.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. But to get back on topic for this week, I am joined by my two lovely compatriots from Menace.
Hello.
To Subset.
Hello.
Almost unironically said your name, and I would have had to bleep that out, but I caught myself, so we're just gonna move on. So, last couple episodes, we were talking about all the stuff in the Xbox Game Showcase, and by extension, Black Ops 6 event, and I don't even remember all the ones. Check the previous episodes, because I know at one section of in the latter half of the episode, I just listed all the rest of them off, because there was too much going on. I know I'm being wordy, but anyways, the point...
I never got to talk about Hyperlight Breakers, because I wasn't there.
But you know what? You'll be able to talk about it when the game comes out. But yeah, to get back on track, there's even more. They didn't stop. Guys, I hate it. Literally, as I was editing one of the episodes, or probably right after the recording, I don't remember when, but Nintendo, the one company that I was like, you know what, it's great that Nintendo kind of took a break from putting out news, let all the other companies, no, they dropped a Nintendo Direct, and they dropped so much.
A Nintendo Direct that wasn't even based off of Mario.
It wasn't even nobody had any expectations, and I know, and just for spoilers, because none of us have it as a topic, right at the end of the Nintendo Direct, they teased and revealed one of the most anticipated games, Metroid Prime 4. Holy shit, it looks incredible.
So, is this the actual canonical continuation of the franchise finally?
Yep. Yeah, we're getting it. Now, granted, the most recent game was Dread, which I never played, but I wanted to play because it looked really cool. Metroid Prime 4 is coming out 2025, obviously, because Jesus Christ. None of us have it on our docket today, but I needed to mention it because holy shit.
Yeah. No, I'm just excited that it's finally getting a continuation. I know they've been doing the offshoot games for a couple years.
I just feel like Nintendo, with Tears of the Kingdom and Metroid Prime 4, they should have waited until they released the Switch 2. That way, what are we gonna?
It's not even gonna be an upgrade that much though.
I feel like
when
it
comes
could
to
be
hardware.
though. If they actually make it into if they commit to the home console again. The Switch was a fun idea.
They'll never commit to the home console again. The mobile gaming industry in Japan is way too big.
Yeah,
they are all about being able, because their lives are so busy. They
literally have a Mario Kart game that is mobile, and they'd probably make a shit ton of money on it with the amount of skins and all the different
it's not even microtransactions or stuff. It's literally just everyone wants to play on the go in Japan.
No, that is purely facts. In the research I've done with Japanese culture, at least in the modern day, everybody's working to the bone. They don't even have time to essentially spend time with their family. They are working, they are tired. I think there's even some data that shows that people aren't even getting married because there's just nothing that is gained from it because everybody's a workaholic.
Well, yeah. But even just with that, I don't know. Even since the Game Boy and stuff, even before modern day, I guess you could say, the Game Boy and stuff. Huge. It's always been a big thing for culture because they, not even just with their workforce, but just in general, they are a very busy moving culture over there. So,
and it's crazy to think that Nintendo literally started as a toy company, just as a side point. But to get back on track, to get into the docket of what we have today, because there was a lot. Go check out this Nintendo Direct to see everything that was talked about. But for me,
there was a lot, and I think there was only like 1 or 2 Mario things, which I'm actually excited.
Really?
I was really excited about, because normally all the Nintendo Directs, it's
either Smash Bros. or Mario or Legend of Zelda.
It's like 4 Mario games, a Legend of Zelda, and a Metroid, and then there we go.
As an extra side point, Super Mario Party Jamboree looks okay, but I'm still gonna stand by my morals in that every single Super Mario Party game that they make on the Switch could just be one game that they add to and add maps and add mini games to it. Like, you don't gotta tag a $60 price tag or $80 price tag every single time you want to make essentially the same game with a little bit of extra content.
It's the same game, but think of it like a new Call of Duty. Not this most recent one, but like it's the same game mechanics, but you get different maps, there's some different new mechanics added in.
And I think I've went on record just to say that I've been one that wants even Call of Duty to be a thing where it's one game where they just add to it, change stuff, kind of like Fortnite.
Yeah, but it's not going to change the price, only because you're still technically with COD and Mario Party. You get a story mode, you get a multiplayer mode, you have the other, like for Mario Party it's like mini game modes, stuff like that. So you're getting a full game for the price.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's just like I feel like right now we are in the same position that New Soup was in the DS age. You remember New Super Mario Bros? They had like 7 different New Super Mario games, and they were literally just all the same, and that's what I'm fearing most about this Super Mario Party line. Like, I love the concept of it, but like I feel like we're gonna have like 8 of these, and there's gonna be not much to distinguish them between each other.
It depends, because the first one for Switch was the one where you were all on the car together, right?
We don't talk about the one where we all were in a car. We just don't talk about
well,
that.
I'm just for reference, because obviously that one was really bad, and then they came out with the next one, and they went back to the normal walking around, and that one's been really good.
Yeah, because I even own that.
So like
one. The first Mario, the first proper Mario Party that they made, I have that, and I have a great time playing it when I do. It's just like at this point, I'm just worried that we're going to get like I said, 8 different versions of essentially the same game with minor tweaks, and yeah. I want them to actually.
I don't know. In my opinion, you can say that about just about any game.
Okay.
Oh, game series.
Just as a side point, what I want most at some point is a hub Mario Party game that remasters all of the old ones to a certain point. Like say like 1 to 3. Like remaster all of them, bring it as a collection, and then like every 3 Mario Party games, you bring out a collection where you just play all 3 of them with the highest graphics. And then eventually, when you get to the Super Mario Party, they'd probably still be building off. I don't know. I just feel like they're doing it in small parts with remastering certain maps from other games. But I feel like if they go whole hog, like what they did with Super Mario 3D All Stars, they can make bank. They can make a lot of money.
I think they could make a lot of money, but it also, I don't know. They're never, at least for Mario Party, they're never one to like reuse more than maps.
Yeah, like
maybe some mini games, but
once in a while, like for popping the nostalgia center in the brain, like yeah, I get it. You want to include a couple remastered maps to bring people in. It's what got a majority of people to download Black Ops 3 because a lot of people played it to play Dori's Remastered, you know? But yeah, I'm woefully optimistic because I want them to. I'm always at the stance of hating paying the same price for the same game essentially, even though I do it endlessly. So I just hope they do enough with it to make it worth the money, you know?
That's fair. That's all you can ever really hope for games, though.
Yeah, true. But honestly, if there's one thing out of this direct I really wanted to talk about, it was a tie between 2 things, and I couldn't decide which one I wanted to commit to, so I'm just gonna talk about both, because there's a Fairytail 2 game coming out for the Switch, and I'm so excited, because I was a big fan of Fairytail. I'm waiting for the 100-year quest. I still have the mangas.
Should be 8 days, by the way, for those wondering.
Oh my god. which by the time this airs will be past tense. And yeah,
and we'll be covering that.
Yeah,
I will be covering that.
And a funny little note is, and this is just to pop the viewers that have actually been sticking with us all the way through, the manga of 100 Year Quest are in the same exact spot, unmoved from when I talked about them in recording. So just as context for that.
So now everybody knows that Bobbert does not clean his room.
Oh, don't oust me like that. Come on. Oh,
you ousted yourself, my guy.
If there's one thing I hold dear, it's the fact that I just have a really hard time cleaning my room. I'm so lazy with it. It's bad. But yeah, so going to this Fairytail 2 game, basically it's essentially a sequel of the first one. You don't need me to tell you that, but it's an action RPG for those that don't know, and it's essentially going to go through the climactic Alvarez arc. I definitely didn't rip that straight from the trailer. Anyway, just in this moment. Anyway, so this
Wait,
is basically...
so yes. Did the first Fairytail game get to the Alvarez arc?
No, the first Fairytail game got right before the Alvarez arc, which I was upset by. When I first heard about the first Fairytail game to come to Switch, I thought it was going to encompass the entire story, like including Alvarez into the Zareth arc. But it seems that they're going to probably cut it up into 3 games, is my understanding.
But wait, isn't the Alvarez the Seraph arc?
How did Alvarez end?
Yeah, because Alvarez is the nation that Seraph made, right?
Oh no, yeah. No, the Alvarez arc is the last one because that involves Agnologia and Zareth and all that stuff. So yeah, so Fairytail 2, now that I have the context, is going to be wrapping up the story of Fairytail, covering the Alvarez arc into the end with Agnologia and Zareth. And as a battle RPG, as an action RPG, that is, I'm excited for what's to come. RPGs are always fun, and I'm excited to play as all the new characters that we'll be able to take advantage of. And yeah,
hopefully it looks better than the first one.
Yeah, I've seen some gameplay. It looks like it came out like 10 years ago, but it's the Switch. That's what I'm saying, man. The Switch needs to kind of go in the pastures now. We need to get a new console because, like, I'm pretty sure
Nintendo.
Didn't the Switch?
Nintendo.
Yeah, I know, right? When did the Switch actually? Did it come out 2019?
Somewhere around there.
Nope, 2017. It's been almost 10 years. Come on, guys. Come on, Nintendo. Like, I know you want to make all these good games, but they're gonna look like ass. We all saw what happened when Mortal Kombat 1 came out.
That's not Nintendo. That's whatever. That's the art direction that the people decided to take.
No, I know, but you
can play like graphically good-looking games on Switch. Yes. Like look at like Xenoblade and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that. There are games that look amazing on the Switch, but I'm saying there's a hardware limitation. Like,
yeah, oh yeah, most definitely. But that also comes with the mobile small console.
Yeah, 100%. And I just want to say for the record, every single Switch port that was on other consoles, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be worse. It's going to be a worse experience, whether it's going to be graphically or like fluidity-wise, like with how the game actually processes. So I'm just saying, man, like, I hope Nintendo pulls out another console before the 10 years have passed since the Switch came out, because that's absurd.
Well, the Switch 2, from what I saw, I think they're calling it the Switch 2, because they did talk about it a little bit in the Direct. But the Switch 2 should be more powerful, hopefully.
Oh, you'd think. Imagine if they bring it out and it's just, dude, when they announced the OLED version of it, I was so pissed. I was like, are you kidding me? It's just a bigger screen. But anyways, getting back to it, like I said, it's gonna cover the Alvarez arc, gonna cover Zareth. I loved that arc, by the way, just as an aside point. That was one of my favorite arcs. It's been so long since I've seen Fairytail, to be honest. Like, with it rushing back in my mind now, it was such a good time to watch through. And I hope this game kind of captures that. That's what I always hope for, is that you can, like, feel like you're playing as the characters. I know with action RPG, it's not the same as, say, because I know there was another one where it was like this, like, team-based fighter.
I'm honestly glad that it's just not another arena fighter.
Oh my god.
100%.
Especially with the fact we're literally going to get Sparking Zero in October, which is going to be another arena fighter.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's the trademark of Dragon Ball Z. Like, come on.
And Dragon Ball Z does arena fighters good. I can't deny.
See,
as much as I feel, okay, Xenoverse was completely different because it's like a what if scenario. I'm talking like the ones where you go through the story. Because even though, because I know we had this discussion.
Super Saiyan against a great ape isn't a what if?
Well, no, obviously, yeah, but like what I'm saying is like
I get what you're saying. Like
the ones like the Budokai series and stuff like that have always had really good. And I know we've discussed this off camera that I feel like they're really samey because you literally go through the entire story of Dragon Ball in every game.
Yeah.
They just add on whatever you caught up onto it. But I do need to give credit where credit is due, is that they're, for the most part, except for a few outliers, very solidly made arena fighters.
Oh, 100%. And, you know, like, especially now that we're in a post-Kakarot era, like, you can't really get away with telling the Dragon Ball Z story in a game anymore. You can't really get away with it. Because, you know, Kakarot's right there and it literally tells the exact story of Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, I love how this is more centered around Super. I hope we get more trailers. Like, I know this literally turned into a Sparking Zero, but just as a side, I want to see more character trailers. I know they just came out with that one with Annie Laza and Kakunsa, was it? No, it was the Rosie. I don't remember which. The third girl that was on the stupid Rebrand, and Rebrand got revealed.
You're ranting.
That. God damn it.
You're ranting.
I am ranting. Fairytail 2 is going to be great. I'm looking forward to seeing how the RPG goes, and, you know, obviously, it'd be better if it was on the Switch too, but that's beside the point. Anyways, aside from that, the only other thing
they'll probably port it over.
I hope so. I hope they port a lot of their and they upscale a lot of their games, like Tears of the Kingdom, and
Nintendo's always ports over a bunch of their stuff. Anyway, it just takes time. And
the one right. That's the one thing I want to say about Nintendo is that they always take their time. They never rush games for a release date. Okay, no, I'm gonna retract that because they probably do. But like the games that I play, the games I play don't feel rushed. I'll put it that way. But the one game that I am excited for, and I'm wanting them to rush it because I'm just being selfish, is Epic Mickey. They're remastering it. I think it's called Mickey, or I think it's called Epic Mickey Rebrushed. I think that's the terminology they're using. And
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited because holy shit, it's been a long time since we've seen Epic Mickey, and I hope they probably won't because they're just gonna remake the original one. But I hope they bring in some of the original concepts for that game, because the original concepts for Epic Mickey were a lot more Bendy and the Ink Machine than they are Mickey Mouse.
Like a horror-esque?
Yeah, it was a lot more of like a eerie horror aspect. There's going to be a lot more gore when it comes to like mutilated versions of the characters. Oh, it was going to be such a
I don't think they'll do that, at least like that part, because I know it's a Nintendo, but I would love to see them do more like horror.
Right? Just like, and I know in a previous episode we went on a rant about how movies are now getting a bunch of classic childhood stories being turned into horror movies, but you know, it sells, you know, changing up the status quo of how a brand or character is perceived is interesting, at least in my opinion.
It all depends on how it works.
But yeah, the Epic Mickey looks great. I'm excited to see Oswald back in the picture, you know, because you can't do Epic Mickey without Oswald, who was the true first character. Mickey Mouse is a fraud. Just want to say that. Probably going to get killed by the Disney ninjas, or no, it's Nintendo ninjas. But yeah, genuinely, the graphics of the game look incredible. Like, it looks beautiful. I'm sure it'll be a great time to play through. And that was kind of just the other game I wanted to briefly mention, just because I never played Epic Mickey as a kid, but I feel like this would give me a good opportunity to play through it and really enjoy it.
I played a little bit. I never got fully into it, but it's a really good adventure RPG. It's nice. It's fun.
Isn't it also like a platformer?
Yeah, in some aspect. Like, I mean, RPGs can be platformers. They just gotta have, you know, jumping puzzles and stuff like that. But yeah, it's got some of that. I've always loved the use of the paint powers and, you know, the
oh, right. I hope
I don't want to say nuance. Nuance isn't the word that I'm looking for, but like the inventive ways that you use the paintbrush that aren't like, you know, just draw a picture here and then a door opens or something. It's like, no, you gotta draw this and go into the paint dimension to go and
like Chalk Zone.
Fight these guys. Yeah.
For the two people that know what Chalk Zone is. Chalk Zone.
For those two people, you got three more here. Don't worry, you're not alone.
It was real. I'm telling you, it was real.
It was real. We were all just suffering a Mandela effect. It was never a show. But speaking of something that's I feel like it's kind of a Mandela effect. Menace, what in God's name are we witnessing in the Legend of Zelda franchise?
We are getting the Legend of Link! The very first Legend of Link!
The jokes and memes are real!
So, Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is the first, well, I shouldn't say the first, because there was the one where you played as her and she got to learn as, learn to become the ninja.
Hourglass? Oh no, that was...
Or something.
There's a couple.
Anyway,
seems like she's like a prominent character, but I think this is the first mainline game where we actually get to play as her.
Yeah. So as Bobber just said, this is the first game where we will actually get to play as Zelda for the entire. Seems like the entirety. The trailer opens and Zelda and Link are going through this dungeon, and some dark magic portal opens and just sucks Link up down into it.
I'm sorry. I need to be the actually guy. The one thing I want to mention about this trailer, just in no means to cut you off, but I loved how they opened up the trailer because Link, like, it showed the end of a Legend of Zelda game where Link was going through the dungeon, he fought off against.
Oh yeah. Sorry, they weren't going through. Zelda was trapped in a crystal.
I didn't mean to cut you off there. I'm just like, I want to make sure because it was literally one of the greatest trailers.
Yeah.
It literally shows the end of one of the games and Link gets sucked away and then Zelda escapes somehow because Link shoots an arrow at the crystal she's trapped into, a la Ocarina of Time. Anyways, yeah, just to I'll hand it back to you because it was a fucking beautiful. The art style's beautiful, the trailer's beautiful. Those are my 2 cents.
I do agree. The art style's beautiful, trailer's beautiful. I'm interested in the story, not only because it's our first Zelda game, but it introduces some new aspects to the world. Such as Tri, who seems like our first physical incarnation of at least the Triforce of Wisdom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Tri is this ghost thing that shows up, or like this little sprite thing that shows up for Zelda and teaches her how to use her new Echo powers, which this is my only gripe about the game, which is kind of sad because it's a main mechanic, but they decided to make it feels kind of like a decorating game almost, because you use her Echo powers, at least at the beginning, it felt like it, because
it's more just a means of like traversal.
Yeah. So let me get into how it goes
here.
here.
I f***ed up my word too many times. I lost my privilege to finish it.
You're fine. Yeah. Well, like I said, we get to meet Tri, who I believe it hasn't been explained. It hasn't been explained yet, but it seems to me like it is the physical manifestation of Zelda's Triforce of Wisdom, who teaches her to use Echo powers. And what Echo powers are is you find an object, or later on you get to learn to echo enemies, and you create a copy of them, which you can use and resummon. So the first example that they use in the trailer is, while Zelda's escaping and just meets Tri, they find a table in the room, and Zelda uses her thing, and then she can open up a menu almost like Breath of the Wild, and you can choose between the different echoes that you've collected and place them out in the world.
I think you mean Tears of the Kingdom.
Or yeah, I meant Breath of the Wild, but yeah.
I only thought of the menu thing with the. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay, yeah. I thought you meant like the literal way of like crafting from Tears of the Kingdom. No.
Well, no, it's not crafting, more as it is like think of like the menu where you hold your weapons and food, kind of like those menus.
No, okay, but the thing, like to go to your point real quick about it kind of being a decorating game. I feel like you're able to utilize these not only to have interesting combat, like you could cheese a lot of bosses with what was revealed later on in the trailer, but I don't know, I think it's an interesting way to give Zelda, because like, you know, we haven't played as Zelda ever, so we don't really have an accumulation of her skills or abilities, so it's interesting that she gets this power where she's able to circumvent a lot of the more arduous tasks just by using magic, essentially.
Yeah, and Zelda's always been portrayed as a magic user, except for, you know, when she's trained by the gorilla Naruto.
And she's a badass fighter when she's Sheik.
She's a badass ninja, yeah.
Which everyone thought was a dude, just like Samus.
Well, that was the whole, like, twist of that game. But anyway, though, like I said before, not only do you, like, are able to create tables to traverse over platforms or, like, stack them on top of each other to, like, climb up plateaus and stuff like that, you can actually, once you can, like, place down boxes and chairs and stuff to block enemy attacks, and once you're able to defeat those enemies, you get echoes of them to summon them to fight for you like little minions, which I think is weird considering that, like, Zelda's whole thing has been like this benevolence, and like it kind of, they've hinted that it goes with her Triforce to like be this, like, you know, nice person
who always tries to find the peaceful way of not the peaceful way, but finding the least like destructive way to resolve problems.
Yeah.
But nope, she's just stealing their souls.
Well, I think it's like an echo, like a trace almost. I don't think it's like their soul itself, but you know.
Oh no, sorry.
I'm interested to see.
Right. She's stealing their husks.
I'm interested to see though how it plays out mechanic wise, because going into menus, dropping enemies down, and waiting for them to fight. Like, I hope eventually you do get something for Zelda herself to attack.
I'm sure they'll have other aspects of
the game
just like how Link has multiple pieces of equipment. I'm sure Zelda will get more as more trailers.
It seems like
revealed.
Later in the trailer they show them opening a menu to like place a table down, like I said, to climb up a plateau, and they had like 30 different like household items, like a chair, lantern.
That's the shit that reminded me of Tears of the Kingdom with the building aspect, where you could just like pick up like one of a million different things to craft with.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and just as a quick thing, I like how this kind of fits with the theme of Zelda, because if anybody remembers from Phantom Hourglass, that one game where she was able to pilot a suit of armor. I don't know if there was any inhabitants in it, or if it was just like
it was magic based.
But canonically, through the Zelda multiverse timeline, whatever they want to explain it as, she does canonically have the ability to control other objects. So you know.
Which I'm glad you brought up the timeline, because that was the next thing I was going to get into, that I wonder where this is on the timeline, because like you said, it is the end of a Zelda game. Like, it seems to be like that's going to be the beginning.
Which is going to be hype as
Yeah, I would kind of like to see a subvertive expectations where you start the game as Link and you go through that dungeon to find Zelda at the beginning.
You go through the final castle, you're the one fighting Ganon, and then... Oh, that'd be such a good tutorial.
Yeah. So, but where it lays in the timeline, because there's been a few games where he shoots her out of a crystal, right?
Yeah.
It's been a minute since I've played the earlier games.
Because it's the same art style as their remaster of A Link to the Past, or not A Link to the Past. It was it A Link to the Past? Whichever one that they just recently did with the remaster and the new like claymation. No, it was Link's Awakening. That's the one that had the new art style.
Well, I'm not sure if the art style will go like where it is in the timeline, but I think like I wonder if this is in like the hero disappears timeline, you know?
My two picks is that it's somewhere either in the midst of A Link Between Worlds or Link's Awakening. I'm not sure where, but realistically, like it could be like, especially if it acts as its own self-contained story, it could really fit into any of them, really.
That's true. Well, not all of them, but
yeah, not all of them, but like it all depends on how they approach the storytelling, if they have any, because you know there'll be like some enemy type that'll match up with an enemy type we've seen in the past, like, and we'll pull a MatPat and we'll theorize and we'll be like, oh well, this means this and this means that and that, and Bob's your uncle. But no,
I'm interested. The whole using furniture is kind of weird to me, but I am excited to see it. I won't be able to play it, obviously. I'm one of a few of us that actually don't have a Switch in the household.
Whoa, get a Switch. I'll ship you mine when I get the Switch too.
But I don't know. I will definitely be at least watching someone play it and getting a look at the story, because I'm always big into lore in general, and especially the Zelda lore. But yeah,
it's also, just as a side, it's also a good like in between game for them to work on whatever next project they have in store, because there's probably going to be a third Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild to wrap up the trilogy.
Yeah, which I don't know how they're going to do that.
Yeah. You know, maybe they go to the underground. Like, I know they had underground segments in Tears of the Kingdom, but maybe they go whole hog with it, and they go underground, and then you get into the Twilight Zone, and they kind of build off of that.
Oh, like the
Bring it back!
Yeah, because you know how
Wolfling
like,
comes back.
Yeah, like with the fact that Tears of the Kingdom, like Breath of the Wild was more in line with Ocarina. Tears of the Kingdom was more in line with Skyward Sword. I think the next one could be more in line with Twilight Princess. I think that's the easy, because like, what else are you gonna do? You've been to the sky, you've been on land, you've seen all of Hyrule.
It can be like oh god, what's the one where they're on the ship? Where the world was flooded.
Wind Waker?
It could be like Wind Waker, and we go to different islands.
I don't know how I feel about that, just because I don't like it. It all depends on how they treat traversal.
Well, I'm not saying the same story like Wind Waker, like with the Hyrule being flooded, but like, what if we actually explore the sea with them?
Yeah,
I would like to see that. I'd like to see. We've been in Hyrule for decades now. I'd like to go and see the other kingdoms, and like,
that is a good point. We haven't really seen much else except for like Wind Waker, where we actually were forced to travel from island to island. Yeah, I think those are two valid. I just believe that this next game needs to either be on the Switch 2, or they need to do something to. I don't even know what they.
Is that just going to be our general point that needs to be a hardware update?
Yeah,
hardware update.
That's the giant asterisk to these two episodes, is that Nintendo needs to upgrade their hardware. But yeah, that's been everything we have on the Nintendo Direct and all the little bits and bops and games that have been revealed. And Doggo, I love you, and I'm not meaning that in any rude way. I genuinely do love you, and I'm glad you're a part of this episode.
They're getting excited.
Hey man, I'm excited too. I get to end this episode.
Dang.
Oh, I'm just kidding. I genuinely do love doing this.
You and me both.
I gotta go pick up a laptop, man. Shut up. You gotta go help your girlfriend. Go help your girlfriend. Loser. Man's in a healthy relationship. Loser.
I was gonna say, sounds like a single jealous man to me, Bobby.
Hey man, I don't have anything to add to that. There's nothing.
Hey man.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much. It's like no way to segue away from that. Okay, thank you guys for listening to our ramblings about a single direct. Like this is encompassing a single direct, and
this is the second episode encompassing a single thing.
Yep, it's great. I love it. But yeah, I want to thank my lovely cohorts for being a part of this. I want to thank Subset.
Heyo.
And I'd like to thank Menace.
Remember, reality is an illusion. The universe is a hologram. Buy gold. Bye.
And for those of you listening on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And for those of you listening on the CJSW network, make sure to check out all the lovely content they have to offer. That's been us. I hope that they stop. They need to stop. I want to go back to normal episodes.
It should be a normal episode next week.
I hope. But yeah, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you in the next one. Farewell.
Bye.
I'm gonna start the recording right now, because I still gotta fill out topic in the topic sheet. I'm the one lacking this week. There's no excuse.
This week?
Hey, usually me getting a new phone kind of threw everything into disarray, so you can't blame me for that.
Yeah, blame it on the phone, Bobby.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was where all my notes were. When I lost my notes, I lost everything.
Hey, Subset, while we're recording, did you want to run Night Falls?
Oh my god.
Yeah, sure. I've been doing like testing with like different shit right now when I want. Because honestly, Armamentarium build right now has been low-key surprisingly my main shit, other than like the rockets.
Also, apparently there was another game showcase again. There was another one again, the VR showcase. So I'll make a brief mention of that at the end of the episode.
I'm not too worried about that, because that's only like the VR showcases isn't as big as like Summer Game Fest or the Nintendo Direct.
No, I know, but like, you know, if we're gonna be covering these showcases, I feel it would be. I didn't put it in the wrong chat. I didn't put it in the wrong thing. You guys put it in the wrong thing.
Ew.
Oh, right, ew, yeah. Didn't even realize it when I said it. Alright, we got 5 minutes. Get your smokes in. starting right at 1:30.
Subset Zer's got Polaris, Lance Catalyst, and Jotun.
Jotun?
The Catalyst for Jotun.
Okay, give me a second.
A God Roll Hawkmoon if you like Eye of the Storm. Eye of the Storm's really good for
I know.
PvP.
I got one.
Death Adder, Dynamic Sway Quick Draw. 7 Seraph with oh, it's got a full auto trigger. Never mind.
Anybody want to join me for my smoke?
Sure.
Tyler.
I said what?
Oh, I didn't hear you. Deku is basically Spider-Man. Like, he just is.
Well, using Black Whip is faster than just running.
Dude, when he was rolling
and he
up
can't
with
do the All Might
fucking
jump.
whips, when he was rolling up with the whips, and all of a sudden he started getting danger sense, I'm like, oh, this shit's getting real.
Wait, so you started 7?
No, I haven't. I'm still on 6. I'm pretty sure.
So who's the last episode you said?
I'm on season 6, episode 126.
No, what happened in the episode?
Oh, it was Mr. Compress and his greatest trick to save the League of Villains. I haven't gotten to the end of the episode, so it's
that doesn't help me at all.
They're on Gigantomachia.
Oh,
Best
okay.
Genius showed up, tied him down, and then Mr. Compress started eating away at his body with his quirk to free himself. But I haven't seen the whole episode yet, so I don't know what the resolution is. But yeah, dude, when All for One started like peeking out of Shigaraki, oh, dude, that gave me flashes of the manga, and I'm getting excited because I remember going through the manga chapter by chapter, and one of the chapters I saw was Black Whip Gopi style. That's literally one of the chapters I watched. I looked through, so I'm like, oh, it's getting good.
Gopi?
Oh man, I can't wait until the rest of it gets animated. I want him to have all his quirks.
Oh, Subset, and there's a new Shiora's Rev.
Yeah, we might as well start something to put the smoke. 3, 2, 1.
Alright. Damn.
So, this is technically the episode we're just phoning in, eh?
What?
Well, we're kind of just phoning it in this episode, you know, nobody else is here, you guys are gaming, I
always game while recording, Bubnet.
Well, fair enough. I'm just adding a little bit of content for the back half of the episode for the YouTubes. But yeah, I guess I might as well get started.
Back.
It's a chill Sunday morning, dude. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Who wants to host? Who wants to start us off?
Not it.
Oh, well, not it.
No, but you're barely in these, so you should when you have.
Yeah, but you weren't in the last
And
two, so.
Yeah, and I mainly intro every time that we record.
I mean, you did use like kindergarten playground logic, so I can't argue with you on that one. 'Cause that's like the equivalent of my brain pattern.
Yeah.
It's like
I
that one
stooped to
episode
your
of
level,
SpongeBob,
so
where they
I win.
talk like this, so you can understand what they're saying. Anyways,
I don't understand what you're saying.
I can't remember the episode off part to go with you on this bit, so I'm just gonna start us off.
It's rock bottom.
No, I know. I know the episode. I just can't remember I can't pull up the script in my mind and read it verbatim. You know, I can't do that.
You're like.
You're a bitch.
You did it, bro.
I don't care. I'm gonna start this episode before we just waste all our time doing stupid SpongeBob references.